The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, English Literature, Grade 5. What are we learning today? Today we are going to learn Chapter 15, Back to the Cave. Let's refresh our minds. Lost in the Cave. The story returns to Tom and Becky on the day of the picnic. They wander away from the larger group, exploring and using smoke to make marks on the walls so that they can find their way back. Eventually, they came to a large room filled with bats, and the bats attacked them and chased them into unknown passages. After escaping the bats, they realized how far from the others they are and decided to go back. But they cannot go the way they came as the bats were blocking it. Tom chose another passage to follow, and after a while they realized they were completely lost. Tom hadn't made any marks, and even finding the bats again seemed impossible. Now let's see how Tom finds a way out.
If he got in here, there must be some way out. Let's look. Becky! Becky! But you got him, Becky! back, Becky. I'll be back for you. Becky, it's getting brighter. Can you hear me? It's getting brighter. Becky, there's light! Becky! Becky, I'm coming for you!
And then this heroic boy actually went back into that awful darkness and somehow, some way, brought our Becky out to safety. No commonplace boy could have done that. No boy other than the noble lad whom I now present to you, Tom Sawyer. Where's Tom? Where is he?
I saw him leave with Massa Huckleberry.
Here they are. I got them. Here they are. They're rich. Tom and Huck are rich. They found Murrell's treasure.
I can't understand. Boy. Don't forget, we're engaged.
Come on, folks. Strawberry shortcake.
Oh, Sid! Aunt Polly! Aunt Polly!
Why, Tom might even be president someday.
Aunt Polly! Tom Whitten!
If they don't hang him first.
It's time to make smart choices. Let's practice. Where did the girls and boys of St. Petersburg go on Friday morning? They went on a picnic to a cave. What is the name of the cave? MacDougall's cave. Who were lost in the cave? Tom Sawyer and Becky Thatcher. Whose hand and then body did Tom see? Injun Joe's. Why did the children carry the candles? Because it was dark inside the cave. Now let's see the characters of this chapter. Tom Sawyer, Becky Thatcher, Huckleberry Finn and Judge Thatcher. Now let's move on to the lesson. Tuesday afternoon came and Tuesday evening the village of St. Petersburg was still sad. The lost children had not been found. In the middle of the night, the church bells rang out. In a moment, the streets were crowded with excited people shouting, "They are found! They are found!" A message was sent to the cave to call back the men who were still searching there. About 2 weeks after Tom's escape from the cave, he went to visit Huck. Huck's fever was gone and he was getting stronger. Judge Thatcher's house was on Tom's way back and he stopped there to see Becky. The judge and some friends asked Tom a lot of questions. Then the Judge Thatcher said, "We can't allow anyone else to get lost there. So I had the entrance closed with a big wooden door with iron on the outside. And I've got the keys." Tom's face turned white. "What's the matter, boy? Are you ill?" "No, sir, I'm not ill. Injun Joe is in the cave." The news spread quickly and several boats full of men started towards MacDougall's cave. Tom went with them. When the cave entrance was opened, a terrible sight came to the men's eyes. Injun Joe lay stretched on the ground, dead. His face was close to the edge of the door and he had broken his knife trying to cut his way out. A few days later, Tom went to see Huck again. "Huck," said Tom, "we'll have to do something about the money." "What? Tom, you haven't found out something, have you? Where do you think the money is?" "Huck, it's in the cave. The money is in the cave." "How far into the cave is it, Tom? I've been up and walking for a few days, but I can't walk more than a kilometer, or perhaps 2. "It's about 8 kilometers into the cave the way anybody else would go, Huck. But there's a very short way that only I know. I'll take you there in a boat. You needn't even row." "Let's start now, Tom." "All right. We want some bread and meat and little bags, candles and some of those new things they call matches and several fishing lines. We'll use Dan Smith's boat. He's away and he won't know." They found Tom's very small entrance hidden by bushes. Tom tied his first fishing line there and they went slowly. They passed the spring where Tom and Becky had expected to die. Then along another passage, Tom stopped. He held up his candle. Now look, Huck, look as far round the corner as you can. Do you see that? They are on the big rock done with candle smoke. Tom, it's a cross. Remember, Huck? In the haunted house, Injunjo said number 2 under the cross. This is number 2. Now we've got to look under the cross. They climbed down the drop where Tom had been when he saw Injunjo. Under the cross there were marks that showed them where someone had been digging. Tom began to dig there with his knife. Soon the knife struck wood. It was the box. Tom freed it. Let's see if I can lift it, he said. It weighed about 25 kilometers. Tom could lift it, but he couldn't carry it easily. I thought so, he said. I'm glad we brought the little bags. The money was sewn in the bags, and the boys began their journey back to the little hole above the river. There was nobody about, and they were soon in the boat eating a meal and waiting for evening. Did you find the answers? First one, why did the church bells ring? Because Tom and Becky had been found. 2. Where was Injunjo's body? At the entrance of the cave. 3. Where was number 2? Under the cross. Number 4. What were the little bags for? To put the money. Follow the directions quickly. It's time to do the exercises in your literature writing book. Page number 72. Why did the church bells ring? Where was Injunjo's body? Where was number 2? What were the little bags for? I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Stay safe and goodbye.